And so for the moment, we're going to leave that place. And we're going to begin to ascend, and just allow yourself now to ascend higher and higher. And as you ascend, notice that the vibrational frequency of your body begins to change because you are ascending into the higher planes. For we are going up to commune with the higher self. And this is the highest plane that you are able to access in this state. And so as you continue to rise and rise, you find yourself in a beautiful place. And this is the place in which you can begin to commune with the higher self. And your higher self is here waiting for you. And so take a moment just on the inside to commune and to say hello to your higher self and anything else that needs to be said. Nod your head when that's done. Okay. Now, Andrea, I'm going to ask in a moment for your higher self to step into your body and begin to speak through your body. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. So what I would like to ask you now, Andrea, is just really to take a step back out of your body so that your higher self might step in and then begin to use your body to communicate with us. Beautiful. So from now on, I'll be talking to Andrea's higher self. Andrea's higher self. Andrea has some messages, some questions that she would like to ask you. Are you willing now to share?
I am.
Excellent. Well, thank you. And I'd like to thank you on behalf of Andrea and on behalf of myself. The first question is Andrea's asking, what's the most important message that you have for her now?
The most important message is the one she heard before. The description we gave her, that this connection to the divine is always there, and that she has to trust. This is the most important message we could give her at this time.
Okay. Because it's very important for us to understand. I don't want to stop you if you haven't completed the answer. So I would ask you, when you have said everything that you need to say, would you finish by just saying that is all? Because your message is important. Thank you. Andrea she's concerned that she's gained weight over the last 1 or 2 years, and that's not usual for her. Do you have any insight or guidance that you can offer her?
Yes. And we are very, very sorry for her that she feels so uncomfortable in this body. And we know about this, and we do everything to help her and to understand that this will soon be not needed anymore, and that soon there will be a solution for her to let go of this. And it really has to do with the frequencies on Earth right now, with the density from her sisters and brothers on this earth, and with still trying to connection from the dark side, that try to connect over the lower chakras, over the earth system, over her sensitivity in the body, because she feels everything. She feels every earthquake, she feels everything on all levels. and they are trying to connect there. And it's not so easy to let go of her because it is connected to family members, to ancestors. And this has a lot to do with the DNA clearing of her body, and she's doing very, very well. We have to tell you, she's doing very, very well. Go on with it. Don't stop. You will survive. It is possible. And we will bring more and more light into your body. And at some point, the body system will understand that it can trust this higher light, because it does not trust now up to 100%. But the point is coming soon. So please, go on with your beautiful work. Do everything you're doing already. And let go of all the worries of your brothers and sisters, because these are not your worries, not your problems. You are a very highly evolved spiritual being. It's just that the body needs to adjust to these higher energies. And this is not so easy, because there were some layers of very dark energies to which you said yes with your incarnation into this very special family. Your soul knew about this, and it was very hard for you, and you nearly couldn't survive many times. But now look at you. You are here. You are still here. You survived. And we must say this: your body is very strong, much stronger than you think that it is. This is false programming too, and you have to let go of this. This is programming of the old matrix saying your body is weak, your body can't do this, this and this and this. It's not true. And you have the gift of DNA healing. You know it. Use it. Use it more and more often. You can do this. It is possible. And we promise you, in about 2 to 3 months, there will be a change in the energy. And then you can start to let go of this weight, of all this burden, because it's a very huge burden from the earth plane and from the ancestors and from the dark side too. But don't worry about it. You make it. This is all.
Thank you. Very clear and concise answer. Thank you very much. Also, Andrea says that lately she's struggling, maybe wondering whether she should give up, and she wants to understand, what is her purpose right now? Is she fulfilling it?
Oh, well, yes, she is. She is absolutely. And she must not think that when she is tired and when she is relaxing and when she is not doing so much work than she used to do in former times, she is not fulfilling her soul purpose. She is fulfilling. I will want to say it in another way. She already has fulfilled her soul purpose with coming into this life. That's it. And she's fulfilling and going on and doing everything just because she is here on this earth plane in this time. Because in just being present, fully present, all the informations. It's like a cosmic library in her DNA, and all these informations can go to her brothers and sisters, to remember them. They can remember when they look into her eyes. They can remember when they hear her talking, singing, whatever. And it's not always so much about doing. This is all programming too, and you have to let go of this. It is that you are so much fulfilling, and your soul is very happy in just being. And this you have to learn a little bit more, that just being is enough, and that you are worthy enough for just being. This is all.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Andrea's noticed that she has a strange smell in her home and outside of it. Can you help her to understand what that is? She doesn't like it.
Yes, we know about that. And she shouldn't go any deeper into this topic anymore, because this, what is connected to this smell, gets food when she's too much focusing on it. And they are just making a fun about her. These are very stupid beings, very uninvolved, stupid beings. Sorry for these very earthly words, but it's the best how we can express. She should not connect with this anymore, and we will help her that she can let go, and they have to go back where they belong to, and this is very deep down into earth, and they are not allowed to come up to earth anymore. She don't have to be concerned about it anymore. This too will leave. In about 2-3 months, there is change. And we love her deeply. We love her so deeply because this was very hard for her. And we understand completely, because she's smelling about 10 to 30 times stronger than a normal human being. So we understand that this was a hard time for her. But we want to tell you, let it go, and it will leave you. This is all.
Excellent. Thank you. Andrea's considering she would like to move home, but she doesn't really know where she should go. Can you help her with that? Is that the right thing to do?
It is not the right thing at the moment. And there's nothing wrong with it that she couldn't move, although she wished so much this year. It still is the perfect spot, not for long, but for some months, because there is something special at this place. She hasn't recognized yet, because she has only seen the not so good things. But there is something very special. And it is something we can tell her now. It is something that is under the house she's living. It's very deep down. We can't tell every detail, but she will know. And it has a golden energy, and it's like a crystal. And she needed the support of this crystal. And not only she needed it, she worked with this kind of a portal for a very long time now here, and it was important to do this work. And we thank her from the bottom of our heart that she stayed But this too will soon be over, but not yet. And she will work with this golden energy for the best of humankind, for the best for the earth, and for this shift that is happening right now on earth. It is very important. And here too, we can say it's the same thing, the 2 up to 3 months, there will be a change. But please consider that with talking about time frames, this is very special, because when somebody is not ready yet, then it can't happen in this time frame, then it will be longer. So this is just an example. And as there are so many involved, all the beings on earth, it's very hard about saying something in this time frame. But right now, from this point of view, we see this one big shift happening right now and bringing a lot of change in between the next 2 and 3 months. And this is the same for her. And this has nothing to do with her personally. This is the divine, the divine support, the divine work she's doing here. So it's her monad soul leading her to stay here a little bit longer. And perhaps now she can understand it a little bit better, and she can forgive herself for not having the possibility to move, because all is fine, all is well. This is all.
Thank you. Thank you. Andrea is concerned that many of her so-called problems are not actually her problems, and that maybe she's having to clear and heal problems that aren't her own. Can you help her to understand that a little more?
Yes, and we must say this is sadly true, and this is sadly true for millions of humans on earth. And this will be understood better in the coming times, when much will be will be released, and when more truth will be told, and people understand more about illusions, matrix, and mind control, and all these things. And people will be so much happier than now, because most of the human beings cannot be happy, because their natural ability of being happy with which is the true state of your spiritual being, is suppressed and is manipulated in many, many ways. So this is nothing new under the sun. We are telling you because you knew this before you took your journey here on this earth plane. But still, it is very sad for many, because they are trying and trying and trying, and they can't get happy, and they are feeling all the stuff of the others. And this has to do with shame and with other things, and with the controlling of the religions. This too, we could say, is a black magic control mechanism of the religious communities, not the communities itself, the people above working through these people there. And it will be released. It is already leaving the earth plane. It has not so much power than before, but it is important to notice for these very sensitive beings on earth, for these so-called light workers or light, yes, energy workers, something like this. They are so sensitive, and it's very easy to manipulate them over their heart, because they are so open to love in their natural, normal state. And it has to do also with the earth and with old earth agendas, with old earth history. So some of the bodies gave the yes to transform this for the collective. But we can give a yes to you and saying, we can say it exactly, 88% of the things you are feeling, pulsating, knocking on your energy body, saying, listen to me, it's important, do this healing, do this, is not the truth. It's not yours, and you do not need to do anything. Your work is up there, is here. You don't need to work with the dense energies from Earth or from the collective. So, and what advice could we give you? We will give this in a personal transmission to you. We will work on your energy field, and now that you are opened more to this information, we will give this information to you in a personal transmission in the next days, in the coming weeks. That's all.
Excellent. Thank you. And I'm very pleased that you mentioned about transmitting information. Because of time restraints, we have some questions that we aren't able to ask on behalf of Andrea, but you know what questions they are. And I would ask if it would be possible that you could answer those questions for Andrea on a personal level. And that would be very helpful.
Yes.
And so would it be possible for me to ask just one question on behalf of the collective?
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Many of the people who are in the truth movement, who have woken up, who have woken up very recently, are very scared, angry, depressed, because they've lost something that they thought they had. What advice could you offer them that would help?
Could you please be more precise? What do you mean with truth movement and walk out of it? How do you mean this?
Okay, the people who are waking up to what the reality is in the world and waking up from the trance of the evil. They're very sad and frightened and angry now. What advice could you give them?
Well, we must say on one point in your journey, in your human journey, you have to go through this kind of anger. And if you focus on it in a very special way, this can be a very healing form of anger. This can be anger that frees you, that splits everything away that was the fourth matrix around you. So we would not say, oh, calm down, meditate and let go of this anger. No, we would say, listen to this. Listen to your body. Feel the anger in your body. And this is what most of these beautiful human beings on earth have not learned yet. And we can't empathize this enough to say, sit and feel your feelings. because then you will understand yourself more. Then you can focus more deeply on your true self. Then you can learn to heal yourself and let go of traumas. And this is a kind of trauma too, this abuse, this being told not the truth, all these things. And the people, these human, beautiful beings in a human, form, they have to learn again, because in school they have not learned this, to meditate. And meditation is nothing else than to connect with your true self and to feel your feelings, to not suppress them and to not just let them out in anger and despair, and not to control them. Well, there are enough light beings on this planet that can teach others how to do this. And it's not really a teaching, it's a remembering, to remember them, because they already know. They just need someone who guides them a little bit and say, look, that's what I found out. Perhaps this is helpful for you too, you know. But still, we want to say that some kind of anger we have to go through, you have to go through. And it's like a catharsis for some, a healthy catharsis. And they have to go through it if they want or not. We understand that this is very challenging for some. And it is very challenging for the very sensitive light beings on earth who can feel all this anger and all of this. And for them, we could give the advice, love them, send them blessings, love them, and ask us, the angels and everything, to help them to move through this and help you to not get hurt by this, so that you can be most of the time in your bubble of light. And it's really very important to stay in your bubble of light, of your soul essence. In this time, it is so important to stay with yourself, to meditate, to nurture you with good vibes, good feeling. This is how you help them too. So yes, it will be a little bit unsteady in the next weeks and months, and it will be challenging for some, and some of them can't control, some of them will leave the earth, some of them can go through it and can go more into the awakening with their spiritual knowledge, because this is missing in the most truth agendas. There it's only about truth, but the spiritual connection, the connection to your God self is missing. And this is the most important link. This is the most important for every human being on this earth right now, because out of this link wasn't there anymore in the normal lives of the people, all this could happen, what happened on earth. And now it's changing, and the earth is going back into its original state. It's not really a new earth. It is Gaia is going back in her beautiful, sacred, original state and frequency. And so is the human too. Yes. Did this answer your question?
It did indeed. That was very beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I'd like to thank you, Andrea, as higher self, for answering the questions that you've answered fully and completely in a very beautiful way. And we ask that the questions that weren't able to be asked, perhaps you can deal with them directly with Andrea as time moves on. And so for the moment, we would ask you now to withdraw from Andrea's body and allow her to return to her body. And I'd like just to talk to you, Andrea, just for a moment, and you remain calm and quiet. You have opened the connection. This has been a very, very, very powerful experience in terms of the connection that you have opened with your higher self. That connection now will be open forever. And so you will find in the hours and the days and the weeks and the months that pass that you will be able to access information so much more easily. You will have downloads, you will have information pouring in, information directly from your higher self, because this connection now is open and it's open wide. And so expect to have new thoughts, new ways of looking at things. Expect to feel the peace, knowing that that connection with your higher self now is fully open. And so everything now will change, because it can't not change, because now there's a connection. There always has been a connection, of course, but never before has it been so strong. And so you will continue with the connection with your higher self. You will continue with the connection with that past life that you connected to. And so you will be having more input, more information, more understandings, more insights, more realizations. And you will be changing for the better in many, many ways. Because once you have seen, you can't unsee. Once you have heard, you can't unhear. And once you've connected, that connection remains open. And so, I'd like you just to leave that place and return back to the very place where we started on the 20th of August, right where we began. And in a moment, I'm going to count from 1 up to 5. With every number that I count, you'll find yourself coming back, but not coming back as the same, coming back as a very different soul with very different insights. 1 and 2. Starting to feel the energy coming back to your body, the muscles starting to liven up. 3, notice your breathing changing now as you become back into the conscious. 4, coming back and feeling better than you felt in a long while. And 5, coming back to the room, opening your eyes when you're ready and feeling better than ever. Well done. Just take a moment. Take all the time you need. That was a big experience, and it takes a little while just to come back. Well done. You did that really well. That was very beautiful.
Ah, I thank you so much. You guided me so beautiful through this. I'm very deeply touched. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Wow, this was quite a journey, wasn't it?
It really was. Yeah, it really was. It really was. And that was the first time I've ever had a past life double, 2 souls that somebody went into.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it?
Mm.
I can't. Perhaps I'm getting more information. Perhaps it's like I don't believe in this twin flame thing, like it's written here in the communities. I think it's not like this, but somehow this reminded me like something like this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Perhaps I don't know.
Yeah, there was obviously a connection, and you were talking about like a spiritual connection between the 2 of them as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
A soul connection. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. now I know why there was so much resistance before the session, because I think I could already feel that I'm going to a place where I don't want to go to.
As soon as you got there, you weren't happy. As soon as you got there, yeah. Oh, I don't want to be here.
But yes, my higher self knew better. It was important.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, certainly there's an enormous amount of learning that comes from these, even the experiences that are tough, a tremendous amount of learning from them.
Yes. Yes, it was just so important for me to see this strong woman, such a, I can't say, fire energy, so strong, so beautiful, and this, I can feel it already in my body. This helps me now. This really helps
Mm.
to go on, to stay here a little bit longer.
Absolutely. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that does help. You know, when we connect to other lives, we then start to be able to draw on those resources that we've connected to.
Yes. Isn't that a beautiful work you are doing?
I love it.
To these beautiful things and downloads and everything. Oh, I think it's beautiful.
I think you know, the biggest pleasure is when the person comes back and they say, wow.
Wow. Yeah.
For me, that's it. That's it. You know, I just think if I can help people to get a wow moment in their life, then beautiful.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. For me, it was very beautiful to hear my higher self so clear again, because some years ago I didn't need hypnotherapy or meditation. I could speak like this with
Yeah.
her, and
Yeah.
then it did not stop, but it was not so easy again to connect. And now this was very healing for me to hear it so clear.
Yeah. And what's lovely about the higher selves, they're always, I'm up to now, I'm finding that they're always very, very passionate about what they say, very clear. You know, the no messing. Like, this is what it is, and we're
Yes.
going to tell you some things, and we want you to listen. You know.
Yes. Yes.